Huge breaking news on deadline day. Liverpool have agreed a British record £125 million deal for Newcastle striker Alexander Isak.
Start as you mean to go on. Hello there, good morning. Welcome along to what could be the most dramatic deadline day in years.
And we've got you covered right here on Sky Sports News. Just sit back and enjoy the ride.
Sit back and enjoy a bit of Charlie Austin as well. He's here until 10 o'clock. All his reaction to the big breaking stories.
Could Isak's move pave the way for Johan Wisser to get his dream move to Newcastle? We'll be live to Brentford for an update. Well, it's transfer deadline day and we begin with some huge breaking news on Alexander Isak. After late night negotiations, Liverpool have agreed a British record £125 million deal for the Newcastle striker, which could bring an epic saga to an end.
We've got both sides of the story. Pete Graves is at Newcastle for us, but we start at Liverpool's training ground and join Vinny O'Connor. Vinny, bring us up to speed, please.
Yes, well, we know that Liverpool's spending is going to continue. And again, they are spending big. They are going to pay Newcastle that flat fee of £125 million. It will be a British transfer record, obviously eclipsing the £110 million that Chelsea paid to Brighton. Sorry, £150 million it was, wasn't it, that Chelsea paid to Brighton for Moises Caicedo back in 2023. Alexander Isak himself has agreed a 6-year deal with Liverpool. He's now due to undergo a medical. That medical is due to get underway this morning as well. There was a lot of talk around Anfield actually yesterday. He was in a hotel around about 20 minutes drive away from where Liverpool were taking on Arsenal and ultimately taking 3 points in that battle of last season's top two, of course, as well. And you mentioned the fact that this has been a transfer saga around about the £150 million mark, but obviously they have reached a compromise on the fee. Also helped by the fact that Newcastle look to be getting a striker through the door as well in terms of an ideal replacement for Alexander Isak, and that ultimately has helped this deal along as well. And we're just looking at when Alexander Isak can start really making an impact for Liverpool. Of course, he is 25 years of age. He will turn 26 next month, of course. Newcastle paid £63 million for him back in 2022 to Real Sociedad. 54 Premier League goals in 86 Premier League appearances. Only 8 of those appearances as substitute as well. But looking at what Liverpool have got coming up after this international break, well, first of all, it is Burnley away. Then it's Atletico Madrid at home in the Champions League. His first potential home game for Liverpool could come in no bigger occasion, really, than a Merseyside derby at Anfield as well. And then after that, it's Palace away, Galatasaray away, before Chelsea away at the start of October. So all gearing up very nicely for the start of Alexander Isak's Liverpool career. He has obviously still got to put pen to paper as yet, complete that medical. But of course, the set fee is £125 million, and he is set to become a Liverpool player on deadline day.
Big fee, big news. Thank you very much, Vinny.
Let's cross live to Newcastle and speak to Pete Graves. Pete, good morning. Newcastle get a British record fee, but how will Isak be remembered there?
Hi, Julia. I think, unfortunately, Isak will be remembered largely by the way he's acted this summer and not by his performances to the last couple of seasons on the pitch. A lot of disappointment up here, I think, from supporters, but also within the club, you would imagine, at the way that this has played out, with a player refusing to go on pre-season tours and refusing to play in matches. And ultimately, despite the fact that Liverpool came in with that £110 million bid a couple of months ago now, where they feel like they've stood firm and ended up getting a fee, as we said, set fee of £125 million. But as far as Newcastle United are concerned, the total package worth just north of £130 million to Newcastle United. So they're relatively happy with the fee they've ended up getting, when there was a time, maybe a few days ago, where they thought that they might not see Liverpool return to the table. But they feel that they're happy with the fee that they've got for a player who clearly didn't want to be here. He's not played in any of the opening 3 games, of course. So as far as the squad are concerned, they're not losing a player who's been playing for them. They're losing someone who's not being involved at all. And Newcastle remain active this morning. They now have had their sort of focus sharpened a little bit to go out and try and bring in another addition into the attacking lineup. But let's not forget, Alexander Isak aside, the club have had a fantastic window in so many ways. They've actually strengthened in every position on the football field. They brought in a new goalkeeper in Aaron Ramsdale. They brought in a new defender in Malik Chow, a new midfielder in Jacob Ramsey, and two new attackers in Anthony Elanga on the wing, of course, and a club record deal for high